Okay. Smitty, Wicks, Elijah, Cooper, Lemon, Wilson. Sills, I got Lemon low because I haven't seen anything on paper. It's kind of bleak, but we'll see. All right. Here's my six. I've got DeVonta Smith, Dontayvion Wicks, Elijah Moore, Darius Cooper, Hollywood Brown, and Makai Lemon. And I heard Mike Gill talking to the guys today. Xander's going to join us in a couple minutes. I heard Mike Gill say today, and I heard John say, because he's a first rounder, you don't really have to get him on the field. Well, that's great when you got A.J. Brown and DeVonta Smith as your 1 and 2 wide receivers. Yeah, you don't have to get them on the field. But you're telling me you're changing an offense and you drafted 2 wideouts that aren't going to get on the football field? So Stowers and Lemon have no pressure to be part of this new offense early? Really? And you're going to count on Journeyman and DeVonta Smith to carry the water for your passing game? How is that not a dive off a cliff? Not a drop from AJ to whomever. How is that not a cliff dive? You go from AJ to DeVonta. Dude, the drop off even to Jahan Dotson, to who the 3 guys going to be, is big. Get this. The 1 and 2 drop off between Brown and Smith was not a big difference. The drop between Smith and Wicks is an enormous difference. And the drop between Wicks and whomever is an even bigger difference than what you've had the last couple years. How's that not a problem? Especially when you need offensive skill set guys when you're changing your passing game. How are you not thinking that that might be an issue? Sad man, I honestly forgive him. Wish he didn't fall off like he did, because the real him wasn't like that. Wicks is looking good right now. Bro, I'm not saying Wicks is not looking good in practice. He's not AJ, but he's been good. Hey, Chris, that's as fair a statement as you could possibly make on where you are in your wideout room right now. He's been good. But guess what? He's not AJ. Yes. That statement can't be any more truthful. That's exactly right. That is exactly right. And that's exactly how you should look at it. Hey, Sills, Wicks has been good. He really has been. I mean, he's been a good football player, but he's not AJ. Wicks won't be as big a drop-off. Wicks won't be as big as a drop-off as you think after that. It's all the question marks. Bro, he wasn't a factor in Green Bay. How are you saying that? But you know what? Let me go back. You might be right. And I'll give you one on this here. Hey, by the way, what was Wicks drafted? AJ was a second rounder, right? Where was Wicks drafted? What round was he drafted in? Dontayvion Wicks. Where was he drafted? So he's a 5th rounder. 159th player overall. Yeah, I don't know. He's been a dude his entire career. It's not like, because AJ wasn't really the focal point in Tennessee. And I didn't know AJ was that guy either. I won't lie. Anybody who thought AJ Brown was that guy when he was in Tennessee is full of shit. Because Tennessee, what would they get? Treylon Burks after that? And that guy turned out to be a dud. Okay, so I mean, nobody saw that in Tennessee. You know why? Because they had Derrick Henry. And they had Ryan Tannehill as a quarterback. So nobody knew what he was. So I don't know. Maybe he turns out to be a factor. I don't know. If Wirtz turns out to be great here, Green Bay needs to look at their coaches and figure out why they couldn't get it out of them. I'll say this to you, my friend. Green Bay doesn't draft wide receivers high. That kid they got the other couple of years ago out of North Dakota State, they don't draft wide receivers in the first round. I don't think during the entire time of Aaron Rodgers, and maybe even during the entire time of Brett Favre, they couldn't have drafted more than one wide receiver in the first round. I don't even know if they ever did during Aaron Rodgers' time. Drafted wide receiver number 1, except for the kid that came out of North Dakota State. Yeah, that's brand new. Brand new. The kid Golden from Missouri. Golden was the only wide receiver Green Bay took in the first round in the past 20 years. Yeah, that's right to the point. That's right. Yeah, because the quarterbacks made the receivers up there great. Look who they had. Seals always thought Wicks trade and sign was a head scratcher until you realize he's probably here more to help with transition of Mannion's terminology. Yeah, that's part of it. Plus, he's not a bad player. But to sit there and say there's no drop-off is ridiculous. Seals, what was James Jones' draft when Rodgers was a quarterback in Green Bay? I don't remember I thought he was was he a 3rd rounder? Something like that. And I forget who else was up there during that time. Under Rodgers and Favre. Dude, they really didn't draft first-round draft choices. Green Bay doesn't do that. And you're right with the kid from Missouri lately. They've actually been trending more that way in drafting skilled set guys more in upper rounds. But in years past, Gutekunst hasn't done that. It's wild saying that Lemon and Stowers don't have to be productive. That's like saying Q and Coop don't have to play because we have Keely Ringo you draft in the first and second round for production year 1. Dude, that's when I heard that Lemon and Stowers don't have to get on the field. Really? Wow. So you're relying on Elijah Moore, Dontayvion Wicks, Darius Cooper to pick up the water for the loss of A.J. Brown. Okay.